Yeah, see, since the multi-air brick is down, it's gonna need a few turns. Yeah, there we go. So I guess it started on the 4th try. But that's another great feature for the force start, because if you have to crank it multiple times, you know, you don't want to have to come back out here and have to keep resetting it. So if you know you're going to have to crank it several times, just go ahead and turn on the force start. Best heavy duty 8,250 amp jump starter. And you know, the box doesn't actually say who makes this, you know what the brand is, but the sticker over here says it's ATGFOX reliable jump starter. And you know, I guess that probably means that this is sold under multiple brands, I'm guessing, but you know, the one I got was the ATGFOX. But it has overload protection, overcharge protection, over voltage protection, short circuit protection, AI software protection, and that's good. I definitely need protection from the robots, don't you? It's got an overcurrent protection, reverse charge protection, reverse polarity protection, high temp protection, and low temp protection. I'm feeling very protected. Has real basic instructions on the side of the box there, that's good. It's got an HD display. Enhanced high definition LED display with this jump starter serves as an essential emergency toolkit, allowing you to easily monitor your power levels and charging status with clarity. Equipped with 3 USB ports, including an 18-watt fast charging input-output, as well as a powerful 400-lumen LED light, this versatile jump pack is the perfect power source for all your charging needs while on the go. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box. Take a look at her. Comes in a pretty nice-looking case here that says exactly what it is. Well, you don't get confused with all the other stuff you have in your garage. Jump starter, keep energized, user manual. We might take a look at that in a minute. Let's go ahead and get the condom offer here. It's the model F40. USB-A output is 5 volts, 3 amps. That's pretty darn good for USB-A. USB-C output is 5 volts, 3 amps. And the USB-C input is 3 amps as well. Note, when force start is activated, all safety protection functions will be disabled. Improper use may result in personal injury. And it says the output is 12 volts. They're usually higher than 12 volts, but you know, I think it's just saying it's for 12 volt batteries or whatever. But yeah, it's good to know that this thing actually has the force start on it. Oh yeah, we gotta take this screen protector off. There we go, very satisfying. Go ahead and power it on. You know, this display is kind of dim, but it's showing it's 83% charged, and it's showing us 0 watts. I wonder if it'll show us how the wattage on whenever it's actually firing the motor or something. And hey, I definitely like this. This force start button is nice and prominent right here. Force start is definitely a feature that all the jump starters need to have, because a lot of times when you have a battery that's dead, the protections in these things don't actually let you, you know, give it the full chooch. But this thing, hit this button and it'll give her, you know. Have the little light over here, looks kind of like a spotlight instead of a floodlight. And then right here is where you plug in your charging clamps. On the other end of her, we have our USBs. 1 USB in and 2 USB outs, USB-C and USB-A. I guess you give it a double tap with a power button and the light comes on. And, you know, it's a modest looking light. I don't think that's 400 lumens. Is there brightness levels to it? No, just clicking it gives you like a little blinky mode. And double click, you get another blinky mode. Another double click and it goes off. Holding down the power button, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of strange. This display is dim. I mean, it looks really nice, but how do you like get it brighter? Just holding that, because it only has these 2 buttons here, you know, it has the force start button and the power button, like that's kind of it. Oh, let me look at the instructions real quick. You know, I didn't really find anything in the instructions saying how to increase the brightness of the display, but I did see this and I thought this was pretty interesting. It says the product can be stored up to 3 years without charging when fully charged. So that's really nice that you can charge this guy up and maybe just throw it in the trunk of your car and it'll be there for when you need it and you don't have to worry about it. And yeah, the force start works by holding this down for 3 seconds and then it clicks on, and you actually see it here. It says the short circuit and reverse connections prohibited. This is basically just telling you that, hey, you know, all the little safeties are disengaged, and if you were to connect the clamps up to it like this, they could easily short out, and you don't want that. Get in with a lithium-ion battery explosion, you know. And turn the force start off, you just hit the power button and it goes back to normal mode. Let's take a look at what else she got in here. Oh, these clamps look pretty nice and beefy. They're a good size. Like pretty good clamping force on there, you know. The distance between them, looks pretty good. Caution, when 12 volt ready is off, please press the power button to activate. When force start is enabled, do not short circuit or reverse the clips. All right. And we also have a little USB charging cable in here too. That's great. That's it. That's all there is to her. And you know, this thing isn't the heaviest or the biggest one I've seen, but it's, you know, bigger than like a standard size one, I suppose. It's about 4 inches wide by 8 3/4 inches long. and yeah, about 2 inches thick, I guess. Kind of get this thing back in the case a little bit here, and we'll see how much she weighs. Wow, 3 pounds, 0.2 ounces. You know, I want to try the USB-C output here. I'll plug that in, and we'll just plug her into my phone here, see what happens. It just says charging. It doesn't say charging rapidly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the fast charging deal on this guy. I'll try plugging in the USB-A and see if that's any different. Yeah, no, it says charging slowly, so, I guess this thing doesn't actually charge fast like it says. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at that. It actually says the wattage that it's outputting on the USB. Let's go ahead and get the USB-C plugged back in and see what it says. I got the USB-C hooked up. Plug that in. Yeah, it's still just showing, 4 watts. And my phone is definitely not fast charging. So yeah, I think this is a little bit of a fib. This thing doesn't fast charge at all, even though it says it right there. Yeah, that's no good. So this is kind of interesting. I plugged it into a fast charging wall wart here, and it says it's speed, and you see the little battery blinky light indicating that it's charging here, and it's charging at 15 watts. 17 watts, okay. And I'm pretty sure my little wall wart over here is good for at least 30 watts. It might even be a 60 watt one, I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, this thing is topping out charging at only, I saw 17 watts. Very briefly, there we go. Even the box said it would only do 18 watts, so yeah, I don't know. I guess that you can charge this thing up fast, but it's not that fast. But we'll let this thing go and hopefully get it up to 100% and then go try it out. All right, I've got it hooked up to my tractor here because the battery in this thing is completely dead, and of course the little diesel motor takes a lot to turn over. It's got high compression and everything like that, right? So got it all hooked up. I'm gonna hit the power button. It says 12 volt power ready, so hopefully we'll go ahead and turn this thing over. A lot of times this battery is so dead that it has to have the force start turned on, but we'll see if it actually works or not. Hey, all right. It went ahead and fired it right off. That's really impressive that it didn't need the force start. A lot of times this tractor does. All right, I'm gonna give it a go on my A-Barth here, and the battery in the A-Barth usually starts it over just fine. It's starting to get a little weak though. So I don't think it's 100% necessary on here, but it's probably a good idea just to throw it on there whenever I start it up. We can listen to see how fast it cranks it over. Yeah, the A-Barth here has been sitting for a while, so of course you know that multi-air, it kind of drains the brick and it takes a few times to get it going. Oh, there you go. I almost started on the second try. Since it didn't start on the first try, let's go back here and take a look. Yeah, you can see that it no longer says the 12 volt start on there. A lot of times, like whenever you use these things and it fails to start on the first try, you actually have to come out here and reset it. That's some of that protection BS that they have built in. Now to reset it, you just go ahead and hit the power button again and it goes to 12 volt ready. But if you wanted to have it going like continuously without the nannies helping you, you could hold down the force start. And then once that little red light comes on, you can crank it as many times as you need to and it'll keep going. Let's give it a try again. Yeah, see, since the multi-air brick is down, it's gonna need a few turns. Yeah, there we go. So I guess it started on the fourth try, but that's another great feature for the force start, because if you have to crank it multiple times, you don't wanna have to come back out here and have to keep resetting it. So if you know you're gonna have to crank it several times, just go ahead and turn on the force start. And as you can see, like we dropped down to 93%. After turning over the tractor and then a couple of times to start the A-Barth here. And like I was saying, this battery isn't even 100% dead like the tractor is. What? Oh wow, it dropped down to 90. She's dropping fast, even hooked up to this thing, I guess. So yeah, I would expect you probably wouldn't get a whole lot of repetitive jump starts out of this thing, but I don't know. Yeah, it seems good enough. And definitely remember to take it out of the force start mode, because if you pull it out here and those clamps start jingling around, they could spark. Well, there'll be a link down in the description below if you want to get one for yourself. I do recommend it. It seems like pretty nice. Well, bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget to check out the merch store in the link down below. Lots of great t-shirts, hoodies, and all that good stuff. See you guys next time.